Hello there, it's Tom here from Cotswold BMW. Hope you're very well and thank you for joining us to unveil the brand new BMW M3 and M4. Now these are two cars we are really excited to unveil to you. So to help me with this, I'm going to bring in Charlie. He's our product specialist from our Hereford branch. Now Charlie, just how excited are you to see these two cars?
Simple answer is very. It's been over 2 years since we had an M3 in the showroom here. The M4 went out of production a bit more recently than that, but still the excitement is overwhelming at the moment.
Now I've got itchy feet, I can't wait to see these. It's been a long time coming, so should we get the covers off?
Let's get the covers off.
Cool.
Wow, so Tom, stunning new colour.
Absolutely, this is Isle of Man green, and actually this is the first time I've seen the colour. All I can say, wow. I think green is criminally underused anyway on cars, and this is just perfect to show off the new sculpture.
Certainly brings out all these aggressive lines in this new M3. New colour, so let's have a look at what's new at the front here, apart from the obvious.
You say apart from the obvious, but I think that's where we need to start, Charlie, definitely. So this is the new dual kidney grille we have at the front. It was designed to be divisive. That's the whole point of it, is to get people talking and also to differentiate between the M3 and the rest of the 3 Series range. So we've got the horizontal slats here that are classic on the BMW M model grilles, and then the grille has gone vertical rather than horizontal. So that vertical grille then gives the illusion that the front of the car is actually much closer to the road, just enhances that sporting appeal, just adding to the sporty nature of the vehicle.
I can see here we've got some laser lights. Are these optional?
Yeah, so the laser lights, you can tell that by this blue highlight in the eye cluster there. Those are a non-standard option on this vehicle. Just give excellent nighttime visibility when you're on high beam, illuminating up to about 500 metres.
So that's the front end of the car. I have to say it looks absolutely stunning. Should we check the side profile?
Absolutely, yeah. So the front end, although this is based on a 3 Series, it's completely different from the normal 3 Series range, and that in turn affects the shape moving up the A-pillar and beyond. All right then, Charlie, so just before we get to the A-pillar and onwards, should we take a little pit stop at the wheel?
So these must be the new competition wheels.
They are competition wheels, you're absolutely right. They're 19-inch, and these particular ones are finished in jet black. So they're bi-colour. We've got that jet black finish on the inside. My personal favourite finish for the wheels, because you get this lovely smoked effect on that bi-colour element. Inside the wheel then, we have massive front brakes, and for the first time we have a choice of caliper colour. These ones are red, as we can see. You also have blue, black, and then if you opt for the carbon ceramic brakes, they are an option, you get the gold caliper.
So we've now got the stopping performance as well as the aesthetics on the calipers.
Absolutely, it's tying in both. You know, you have to appeal to your eyes as well as your brain, but being a BMW, at the forefront of everything is that driving ability.
Fantastic. Should we take a look at the more of the side profile?
Absolutely, let's keep going.
Wow, so I can see that carbon roof on there, got some very aggressive lines. Noticeable at the back here, it's this really aggressive rear arch.
Yeah, so straight away you've picked out on the kind of focal point that differentiates an M3, and that's that really wide arch. Even more so on this car, how pronounced it is compared to the last one. So between the door here and then that arch is a much sharper angle. Tying in those aggressive features as well, we have the classic M mirror caps there where they extend in towards the A-pillar. And also we can see this really strong swage line down the side, can't you? Well now, just to add to more of the sense of drama with this car, we actually have a secondary line on the shoulder here. Just gives the impression that the car's moving even when it's standing still.
I can really see that crease there. I have to say, I love this Isle of Man green. The contrast between the sun protection glass, the gloss black accents, it really does set it off for me.
You're absolutely right about the gloss black, so it ties perfectly in with the wheels. This really accentuated side skirt as well that flows into this all new rear diffuser. You can see on the corners specifically, it's really pronounced.
Tom, the rear end, I have to say, I absolutely love it. It's got to be my favourite part of the car. What's new again here?
Charlie, I'm going to agree with you there. I think this rear 3/4 and rear angle is my absolute favourite angle. We've got the aggressiveness of those arches you can really see coming through. That new diffuser, much more pronounced than we have in previous cars, and something I'm going to focus on. You've probably noticed it already, the size of the exhausts. They are huge. A massive increase from the F80, the last generation M3, much bigger. Inside we do have a steel tip and then surrounded by gloss black. This is a competition car, so that just ties in with the black badging. We can see on the back that black badging on the front and the whole gloss black accent throughout the car.
So you've got a reversing camera there, parking sensors, so it's still practical as well as being a performance car.
Yeah, we've got parking sensors all around, and this particular car is fitted with the full surround view camera. So there's a camera at the front, on the mirrors and on the rear as well, just to give you that trust in the vehicle.
Great, should we take a look inside?
Absolutely. Moving on into the rear then, we have 3 seats abreast. This is an M3, so it is the more practical option compared to the M4. We have beautiful Silverstone and black leather. Charging points in the rear as well for your passengers and ambient lighting throughout the vehicle. Right then, Charlie, should we move on to the front? The business end. Where's the driver going to sit in this car?
I have to say, Tom, it looks absolutely fantastic in there. The current 3 Series looks great. All these carbon bits really make it for me.
Absolutely, it ties it in beautifully with the exterior. So that carbon you can see on the steering wheel and through the central tunnel and across the dash, that's all standard. It's new for the M3. We kept the red paddles, the M1 and M2, that's been carried from the M5 and M8. It's now dripped down to the M3, makes the interior feel really special. Also on the steering wheel, this is a driver's car. We know it's an automatic, but you want to have some involvement. So we've actually got elongated carbon paddles, you'll see there on the back of the steering wheel, with a red highlight for the plus and the minus, up a gear, down a gear. We've got 2 large central screens and then a heads-up display as well. All can be configured to show varying information to give you the best information that you want so you can keep focused on the road.
Very driver focused in there. It looks very, very comfortable, especially those seats, I have to say.
Absolutely, and those are the standard seats. Fully electric, driver memory, we've got Harman Kardon in there. Absolutely beautiful place to sit. You can absolutely monster this car on track if you want to, but the whole purpose of the M3 is it's a blend of performance that can be used anywhere. Track, on the road, wherever you like.
Sounds great to me. Should we take a look at the M4?
I think it's time. Let's have a look. Right then, Charlie, I'm an M3 man. We're in your territory here now, the new M4.
No better colour to set it off in than this frozen brilliant white. Really makes the car stand out for me. The contrast between these gloss black accents and the frozen white, really, I don't think there's a better colour. Should we take a look at the front?
Let's take a look, let's see.
So these 2 cars are absolutely identical from the front of the car all the way to the A-pillar. What you'll notice on this, between these 2 cars that's different is the bottom of the bumper. This car has the optional carbon pack. You'll notice on the M3 over there that you have the mesh inserts down here. With the carbon pack, this is now replaced by these carbon accents. Gives that a very, very mean, aggressive look on the front end.
Much more open, aren't they? And I think you're right, ties perfectly as well with those horizontal slats coming across into the eye line to break it up and add some verticality, almost mimicking the grille. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I say, maximises air intake combined with that frameless kidney.
Should we take a look down the side of the car? Take a look at the wheels. There's a few differences between this and the M3, isn't there?
Let's go ahead.
Let's have a look.
So you'll notice here, we've got the bi-colour Orbit Grey alloy wheels. And you notice on this car, same as the M3, you've got the 19-inch alloy on the front. It's a staggered setup because you've got the 20-inch, much wider, fatter tyres on the rear.
So that's the same story with the 3 as well. It's longer, it's wider than the outgoing M3, just helps that drivability on the road.
Yeah, so to be precise, this is 4 centimetres wider than just the standard 4 Series Coupe. Again, these are one of the optional wheels available. We still carry across that braking system, so they've got the choice of caliper colours in there. I have to say, the red contrasts this frozen brilliant white absolutely superbly for me. It really makes the car.
Lovely. So should we take a look at some more of the features? I can see we've got carbon mirror caps. Tell me more.
So these are the M Aerodynamic mirror caps. You can see they're fantastically sculpted, very aerodynamic. You can see they are finished in the carbon fibre. That is part of that carbon exterior package I talked to you about on the front end earlier. Really contrast nicely as well against this frozen white paint. Speaking of contrast, we can see we've got the gloss black window line, we've got that rear sun protection glass, and you can see there as well, we have the iconic Hofmeister kink in the back window.
It's really great as well to see that design language still being able to carry through the M range.
Yeah, it really brings your eye down to the shoulder on the back of this car. So you can see the line here is slightly higher than on the M3, and you can see the line running through the centre of the door there as well. Really adds to that aggressive look.
You're right, there's a massive change there as well, where the M3 had almost 2 lines quite high on the shoulder here. The 4 brings that attention lower. It's a much sleeker body style it gives. Right then, Charlie, all looks good. Only good news so far, but the back's where the changes really start happening compared to the M3. We've got that sloping roofline coming down into what a sleek rear end that is.
To say, it looks drastically different to the M3. You can see here again, we've got part of that exterior carbon package, a rear boot lip spoiler, really helping add to those sharp, aggressive lines. Looking at the back here, we've got these redesigned 4 Series taillights, and on this particular model, being the competition, they are smoked, again, contrasting very nicely against this frozen white paint. As we work down, you'll notice that the rear diffuser here is finished in the full carbon, and it's a slightly different design as it is on the M3 over there. And again, part of that carbon package, you'll see that this is now finished in the carbon fibre. You'll see it also vents out to the side here. We've got a centralised fin, which you do not get on the standard gloss black diffuser.
I think this diffuser design also as well, compared to the M3 where that's quite boxy around the exhaust almost, really helps with this kind of low profile squat nature of the rear end to tighten everything up. Looks amazing.
Definitely. One thing I'd like to note as well, if you've watched our previous 4 Series launch, the reversing camera is now located in the BMW roundel on the rear.
I did spot that, that's sneaky. What a great little design feature. And as well, just adds to that clean line then of that boot lid. There's no intrusive camera poking out there. Looks great. Great. Should we take a look inside? Because I think there's something pretty special waiting for us inside, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a big difference on the inside. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look.
Do you always have your phone on you?
Always.
Do you always have your keys?
If I'm driving, always.
Well, now you'll only need, with the new digital key for iOS devices, your phone to be able to lock and unlock the vehicle.
So you just lock the car with your phone?
Certainly. I'll be able to unlock it as well.
And can you start the car with that?
Certainly can. So this car has a wireless charging pad as well for your mobile device, so it's never going to run out of charge when you're out and about. Popping it into there, press the start stop button and away you go. It has the ability to start the vehicle.
So all I need is a compatible iPhone and I no longer have to take my car keys with me. If I take my new M4 out and I want to go shopping, as long as I've got my phone, I'm good to go.
Correct.
Modern technology is amazing. What a great feature. Now we've opened up the door and I've been met with a sight I've been looking forward to seeing for such a long time now, and that's that carbon bucket seat. Yeah. Tell me more about it.
So this absolutely makes it for me inside the car. It's part of that carbon package fitted to this particular vehicle. You'll see at the back here, we have the full carbon weave. Not only is it a lighter seat for a bit of extra weight saving, but it's also fantastically supportive all round.
I can see some massive support there for your thighs, as well as that central partition on the thigh rest there. This seat looks like it will keep you gripped in any scenario. Yeah, so it can adjust to different body types as well. We've got the adjustable side bolsters on here, and then obviously full electric seat adjustment. Very rare to have on a carbon bucket seat. That just makes the interior of the car seem so much more special. The standard seats I was in love with anyway, these have blown me away. So Tom, I'll put my phone into the wireless charging pad there, and that'll allow me to start the vehicle. We've got a lovely carbon interior trim here. We do also have a new range of driving modes. So we've got road mode, sport, and we do have the all new track mode as well. So it turns off all the driving assistance and the main display. We do also now have a drift mode analyzer, so you can measure those drifts and also those donuts in this fantastic rear wheel drive car. So Tom, you're the technical guy to ask here on engines. Tell me more about the powerhouse behind both the M3 and the M4. This car, heart and soul BMW. 3 litres, straight 6. We've got 510 horsepower knife, 650 newton meters of torque, and then we also have 0 to 60 in just 3.9 seconds. In a rear wheel drive car, remember, 3.9 seconds is absolutely incredible. Engines in both the 4 and the 3, identical. This engine is absolutely ballistic. As I said earlier, we've seen it already in the X3M, the X4M. In a car that size, I've never been so surprised by the performance of a car before as that car. It really shocked me. So in this, in a smaller, lighter car, I can't wait. That's a big improvement over the previous generation, and that wasn't exactly what we call slow, was it? No, you're absolutely right. The F80 M3 had 444 horsepower, let's not forget. In competition, guys, that's 444, which is a huge number for a saloon anyway, and that was properly rapid. This will blow it away. So Tom, you mentioned this car is rear-wheel drive. Any other variants on the way? So at launch, we're just going to have the rear-wheel drive variant, like you've said. In the summer though, we are expecting MX Drive to land in these vehicles. That's BMW's 4-wheel drive system for their M cars, the likes of which we've seen in the M5 competition and the M8 competition. It's a system we've all very quickly come to love just for its usability. So it's changeable. You can put all power to the rear if you want to, have that classic BMW recipe, big engine at the front, great chassis in the middle, power going to the rear. Or when it gets a bit slippy, a bit slidey, a bit wet, a bit muddy, we live in the countryside around here, we're in the UK, it's bound to happen. You can start diverting power to each wheel. Just adds to that all-round usability of the vehicle. It's going to be a practical all-round car for just about everybody. Absolutely, and just because that MX Drive is arriving later in the year doesn't mean the rear-wheel drive variant is going to disappear. You have a choice of both. Completely up to the driver which way they'd like to take their new M3 or their new M4. Great, can't wait for that. Me neither, it'll be amazing. Thank you for watching, viewers, and a big thank you to Tom here from Cheltenham for joining us this evening. If you're looking forward to test driving one of these new cars, unfortunately both of our Hereford and Cheltenham retail centres are currently closed due to government guidelines. We do look forward to welcoming you back in after this current lockdown is over, and we'll have a range of sanitation stations ready for you as well. So, that is just a quick overview of the two cars for you. I am personally absolutely besotted with these vehicles. They are absolutely wonderful. Now, we're not going to leave you high and dry. We're not going to go just yet. We're going to leave you with a little teaser. So we've gone through the spec, we've gone through the exterior, and we've gone through the engines. There's one more emotion to go through, and that is the sound. So Charlie, 4 or 3, which one do you want?
It's going to be the M4 for me.
That works for me. I'm taking the 3. Thank you guys for watching. We'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.